To start you off with the percent proportion, we're going to do three very basic examples. The first one is the one we're going to focus on in this video. So we're going to focus on example 1 here. The question reads, 50% of 128 is what number? So here we're dealing with the percent. We have another number and we want to find another number. When you see a problem like this, it is very helpful to use the percent proportion. So what you should do right away is rewrite the formula so that it helps you remember. What we know is the part, or the percentage, over the base, or the whole, equals the rate, which is the percent, over 100. And then we fill in the information. And in this video, I'm going to show you a couple of tricks that will help you know what to put where. Now, here's the obvious one. When it gives you a percent, like 50%, that automatically is the rate. So for rate, we're going to put 50. So let's start to fill it in. We'll draw our blank proportion down here. The rate is going to be 50, and 100 never changes. Because remember, a percent is a comparison to 100, a ratio. But we have to decide P and B, which is the one that we don't know. Well, here's the trick. We have 50% of 128 is what number? What I'm going to tell you to put next to P is the word is. And next to B, I'm going to tell you to put the word of. This is why I'm doing that. The trick to these problems is, if you have a number and it's next to the word of, that is going to be the base, because that implies that it's the whole. If you see a number next to the word is, that implies that that is the part. Now look at our problem. In example 1, 50% of 128 is what number? Well, take a look. Next to of, we see 128. So that must be the base. And you can see, next to the word is, it says what number? That means we don't know it. So we can either leave it as the letter P, or if you wanted to, you can change it to a variable like X or N, whatever you want. But let's use P. And then to solve, we just cross multiply. So what we do is 128 times 50. And you shouldn't use a calculator, you could do it without. 128 times 50. Well, anything times 0 is 0, so that's gone. 8 times 5 is 40. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So 128 times 50 is 6,400. Equals, multiply 100 times P, and since we have a number and a variable, we have 100P. So here the coefficient of the part of our problem is 100. Remember, the goal is to get that P by itself, or to get a coefficient of 1 in front of it. To do that, we use inverse operations, so instead of 100 times P, we divide both sides by 100. That gives us a coefficient of 1 for P. And 6,400 divided by 100 is equal to 64. So the way you can restate the answer to this is that 50% of 128 is 64. That means 64 is 1/2 of 128, and it makes sense. So that's example 1, where you are finding the part. In example 2, we are going to find the whole.